They call it a niche, a harmless corner of the web. But on the internet, nothing stays small, not for long. It starts as curiosity, a search, a scroll, a glance that lingers. Then it becomes content. Then it becomes currency. And somewhere between those three, people disappear. There are thousands of accounts, faceless, filtered, monetized. A sea of soft lighting, coded captions, emojis that mean something and nothing at all. What looks like play is actually precision, a system that rewards repetition. They call it the feed economy. But it isn't really about feet. It's about how the internet learned to sell desire one pixel at a time. It's about what happens when attention itself becomes a commodity. When fantasy turns into data. When intimacy is processed like a transaction. Every image is data. Every view is a transaction. Every emotion is a measurable metric. The system doesn't care what you want, only that you want. Because wanting means engagement. And engagement means profit. Desire means attention. And attention is the purest currency online. What began as anonymity became identity. What started as self-expression became self-surveillance. Because online visibility is addictive, and addiction is valuable. For creators, control is an illusion. Metadata, payments, cached files, nothing ever really leaves. Even deleted photos linger on servers, in backups, in AI datasets, forever teaching algorithms what desire looks like, how it moves, how it sells. And for consumers, privacy is no different. Clicks build profiles. Profiles build profit. Your curiosity becomes a case study. Your reaction becomes a product. Your attention becomes an investment, not yours, theirs. You think you're watching, but the system is watching you. The feed economy is only strange because it's honest. It doesn't bother pretending to be free. It's just the same old algorithmic hunger, stripped of disguise. Every act of attention is a sale. Every user is both buyer and product. A photo posted in private gets scraped, shared, replicated, repurposed. It travels through resale sites, forums, hidden networks. The human image becomes just another token in a stream optimized for engagement. It's no longer just your fun vice. It's a data fetish, the fetishization of information itself. The platforms don't crave your image. They crave your reaction to it. They crave the pattern that can be predicted, repeated, sold. The body was never the commodity. The emotion was. Behind every photo is a machine calculating risk and reward for the platform, not the person. How long someone stared. How often they came back. What time of day engagement peaks. The algorithm doesn't feed desire. It feeds on it. Creators believe they're safe behind pseudonyms. But accounts get cloned, archives get scraped, and faces are reconstructed by AI. Even when they leave, their work remains. Their likeness, their lighting, their movements, all learned by the system, replicated endlessly in data sets. Even when they leave, the machine keeps their shadow. Buyers aren't immune either. They think anonymity makes them invisible, but payment systems log every detail. Times. Amounts. Recurring purchases. And more importantly, what they looked at next. The more they click, the more the system knows. It predicts their next impulse, their next craving, their next night alone with a screen. They think they're chasing pleasure, but they're being trained. Trained to respond to cues. Trained to crave at predictable intervals. Trained to stay online. By now, fetish and formula are the same. Creators produce on schedule. Consumers respond on command. The market hums, cold, efficient, and inhuman. No one's forced. That's what makes it work. The system doesn't need to coerce anyone when it can suggest instead. When it can gently push. When it can whisper, just one more. What was once taboo is now data. What was once private is now property. And the platforms profit from both sides, selling safety to one, fantasy to the other. They thought they were selling pictures. They were selling patterns. There's a moment when the scroll slows down. When the light from the screen is the only light in the room. When the feed keeps moving, but you don't. And if you listen closely, if you let the silence breathe, you can hear the whisper underneath it all. Keep going. Don't stop. Just one more. It never stops asking. Because every second you stay, it learns. It learns what keeps you awake. What makes you feel seen. What keeps you human, or at least what's left of that humanity through a lens of data. And that's what it sells next. This isn't about fetish. It's about ownership. Who owns what we create? Who owns what we feel? And who decides what those things are worth when the internet turns people into patterns? They don't need to take your body. They already have your behavior. They already have your memories. They already have your pulse in the data, the heartbeat behind every scroll. You gave them your moments. They turned them into metrics. You gave them your attention. They built an empire from it. The dark side of the internet, RepGuard. Control your data. Protect your privacy. Stay safe online.